Hey everybody, it's your hospitality friend Glenn here at HITEC, and I got my friend Shannon McCallum, VP of Ops over at Resorts World. But I'm not really gonna be talking about Resorts World today, although it might come up in conversation. I want to talk about what's going on here at the HITEC show floor. But first, I want to thank my friends over at Unifocus. Check them out at unifocus.com. They got great labor solutions. Redefined. Shannon, yeah, this is pretty cool what we got going on over here.
Yes, we're at the HFTP Pavilion, and behind us we have the HFTP AI Collective happening. Now, so many operators are looking to see how they can get into AI, and coming to HITEC can be a little intimidating with over 400 booths, and everybody's talking about AI.
And where do you start, right? And when you talk about AI, it's so general, but whoever's coming in probably needs something specific and doesn't really understand that yet.
Correct.
Right?
And when you approach a booth, vendors are wanting to sell to you. So, and if you don't have yourself educated, it can be a really scary experience. So the AI Collective here at HITEC is really to give an opportunity for a safe space for a hotelier or an IT professional that's just learning about AI and how it can be implemented to come here. And it's not all about IT professionals. It's there's operators, there's legal professionals, there's academics, and you can ask any question about maybe how operators are already implementing AI. So to give you an idea of where to start.
I like what you're saying with safe space, because I think people are under so much pressure in general in their careers, but when it comes to AI, it's like assumed you're supposed to know everything and everyone's supposed to be an expert. We've gone from, hey, there's this new thing, AI, to now everybody needs to know absolutely everything about it. So you've got to fill in those gaps in the middle.
You really do, and AI is moving so quickly that you can learn something a year ago that's not even true today, because the technology is consistently evolving. And even walking around the floor here, just seeing what vendor partners that I have and what they're developing for the future has changed since our last conversation.
So what are some of the things that people are asking and experiencing here that are furthering their knowledge base so they can make more educated decisions when they're visiting one of the 400 vendors out there?
Well, the educators like we have in the background today are talking about robotics and how to put robotics in your front or back of house, whether it's chopping vegetables or whether it's at your concierge desk.
Right.
There's options for people that are looking for robotics. Now, you might not be ready for robotics, or it may not be a good fit for your operation. So how do you look at optimizing, say, your back of house with manual reports in order to be able to create efficiencies in your business? So starting small is what my suggestion is. And we at Resorts World have been operating with AI and chatbots for quite a while. But now we're ready to move to agentic. And that's the exciting next step that we're taking. But then you've got operators that are just starting out on this journey. So they want to know, like, where did you start and what did you actually take care of first in order for them to get an idea of how they operationalize it too.
True story. Last year, I had the opportunity to interview Shannon here. It's the first time I heard the word agentic, and I just faked it and went through it. Teddy, I knew what I was talking about. I wish I had something like this here where I could ask those questions ahead of time.
That's so true. That's so true. And again, that really re-emphasizes how much things change in a year, because now everybody's talking about AI. Even all the educational sessions that we have here at HITEC, almost all of them have some component of AI in them.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So you're on the board and you're very involved in this organization, but as VP of Ops, you're also here as somebody who's thinking of, furthering your organizations. You get closer to customers, increase profitability, all of that kind of stuff. What is your mind frame when you're walking around a show floor like this?
You know, it's important for us to keep ourselves educated. And just because I am already in IA and I have a very good partner that's working with us at the property, you still want to see what other people are doing, because you always have to assess, your partnership. Are we focusing on the right things? What is new with the competition that's in the market? Because as a responsible property, we always go out to RFP every 3 to 5 years to make sure that the products that we're using still make sense. And, our vendor partners are changing so quickly too. So again, keeping yourself educated is the #1 thing that we can do to be successful.
Right, that's a really good tip to take away. Forget about technology. With everything, you should be rethinking your vendor partners year after year to make sure that you're getting the best opportunity possible to bring success to your property. Anything else that you want to add while we're here?
You know what? I would say at our property, we're continuing to grow and use AI in order to supplement our business. And I think what's really important with AI that there's always going to be a place for a team member to help a guest. This isn't about replacing all of your team members with AI, because travel business is a people business and our guests want to be able to choose their journey. You've got guests that will want to come in and they just want to go to their room and they don't want to see anyone and they don't mind using technology. However, you might have a first-time visitor in Las Vegas that has 10 questions and they want to actually speak to a person so that they can get all the information that they need. So please know that our business, although it is changing with AI, there will always be people in it to make it personalized and really special.
Totally. Now, Shannon, they're out there, they're going to get annoyed because I've said this 500 times, but I really feel like what you just said rings true. Last year, it was all about tech, tech, tech. What are we going to do with it? This year, it's like recognizing the people and empowering them through AI technology instead of the fear that they're going to be replaced by the technology.
Absolutely. You know, I cannot agree with you enough with that statement. And again, the travel business is a people business. And I think that it is about thinking about your entire business on how you can drive efficiencies in order to free up your team members to take care of your guests.
And it's got to be so exciting for you because you've got, what, 3,506 rooms or something?
We do, 3,506 rooms with 3 brands, so it is a complicated operation, but it also brings a lot of opportunities to find those efficiencies, especially in the back of house with your analytics teams, with maybe the calls that are coming from the room, where you can actually take those calls. And last year, we had over 459,000 interactions that was actually driven through our AI solution at Resorts World, which means our guests didn't have to wait on the line in order to get assistance. They could get towels sent to their room in just minutes. So the efficiencies will help your guest experience. And I think that is the most important thing for our businesses, is a happy guest.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I love. And the reason why I mentioned the 3,506 rooms is it's more complicated to create individualized experiences for those people. At least it used to be. Now we're getting so much closer that you don't have to be a 150-room property to be, you know, really people-focused.
Absolutely. And I think in those large operations, there's just so many more opportunities to find the efficiencies. But in the smaller ones as well, percentage-wise, it can give you a bigger bang for your buck as well to find efficiencies because you don't have such a large employee base.
All right, and tune in next year when I talk to Shannon and admit whatever I was faking I knew this year. So do that. Shannon, any final words?
No, just get out, stay educated, talk to people. You know, there's a lot of people out there that can help you to make some decisions or give you an idea of a roadmap. But come to HITEC, visit us at the HFTP AI Collective. If you need any help or have any questions we can help with.
Great, and I will see you at the end of June next year in Orlando, right back here for HITEC, and I'll see you hopefully much sooner than that.
I hope so.
In Las Vegas, Nevada. See you all later. Bye, everybody.